G'day guys, I'm here with Rebecca Temple. How are you, Rebecca?
Good, thank you.
Rebecca, you run TechEd here. What's your title?
I'm the project manager for Microsoft at TechEd.
Okay. So last year I interviewed Rob, who was doing the role that you were doing.
That's right.
And we talked about how TechEd New Zealand was the first one to have these little blue wristbands.
Yep, our NFC wristbands are they're pretty good.
Yeah, so you guys were the first ones, and they really didn't do anything, but he had a little bit of a vision to make use of the RFID inside it.
Yep.
And this year I noticed that you've changed it. It's
Yep.
a couple of things. It's now not rubber anymore.
That's right, new improved. So the rubber wristbands was catching on people's hair, and it wasn't very comfortable to wear. So we've gone with a sleeker design.
Right, okay, and it's got this long tassel.
That's right.
Type thing, kind of a bit of branding. When you're out in the streets, you see people with them.
That's right. So ACE Computer Trading, they're our sponsors for our wristbands this year.
Okay, all right, cool. So I can see that there's been more use of it around the place.
Mm-hmm.
When you walk in now, you
Tag in.
Tag in,
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's the lingo, is it?
That is the lingo, yep.
Okay, and when we walk into a session, we tag in.
That's right.
When we go up to the computers, we see what sessions we've attended.
Yep.
So they're getting a little bit more use.
That's right.
Plus I get a drink. What's this limit? I only get one drink when I...
You only get one drink a day.
What's going on? Like most developers need quite a few Cokes in a day.
Well, we're quite health conscious.
Right.
So one sugary drink a day is enough.
Right, okay. So where is this extending? Like what are some of the things that you might be doing in the future?
Well, we brought in quite a few different things this year. So exhibitor and sponsor interaction as well.
Oh, right,
so
yeah.
leads, you can go up to the exhibitor stands, tag in, and show your interest in their products. And it's a great way for them to be able to capture leads.
Okay.
It's a great way for us to have a look at what is interesting session-wise. How many people are attending different sessions.
Okay.
So that's really good for us to see what we're going to put on next year.
So I've been around and I've asked lots of people about this.
Yep.
The reaction has been almost 100% positive.
That's great.
I have most guys like it, I think, when you drill down, because they're geeks and they like the idea. Oh, this is going somewhere. Like I've just come from TechEd Australia, and this is all you get,
Yep.
And all the other TechEds are just doing this.
Yep.
And they actually have asked me, why do we still need this thing?
We still need this because it's interesting to see who we're talking to.
Right.
So you still want to say, oh, you're Adam Cogan from Australia. It's a shame that you live in Australia, but well, you're from Australia. But
It actually doesn't say that I'm from Australia. How would you know?
It's the accent. But for a lot of people here, it's a great networking event, and they've heard that such and such is coming, and they want to know who they're talking to. So it's quite good. So we still do need the lanyard. It's also got this nifty wee pocket in the back here, and I can put my mini guide in there.
Right. Oh, that's. Yeah. But if this was electronic, we might be able to see what we're meant to go to.
That's right. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Little wee tablet around here. Oh, now you're really thinking.
So, have you thought about allowing people to tag each other to share details?
I'm not sure that the technology is quite there.
Right.
And a chip of this size, and you'd have to talk to the company that runs it for us. But for us as conference organisers, this is a really great way for us to understand how many people are turning up to conference each day. So we can look at catering numbers based on how many people are turning up each day. We can find people. So if there's an emergency and we have to find someone, if they've tagged into a session, we know where they are. So we don't want to be too big brother about it, but it gives us stats around the conference.
Right. Okay. One of the guys just this morning mentioned to me, wouldn't it be awesome if TechEd allowed us to start doing some queries on it, and we could see I don't know which sessions are correlating, that type of stuff. Just finding out data themselves. Do you think you'd ever share the data in aggregate form?
That's interesting. We haven't ever thought about that, but that's probably something we could do.
Okay. Yep. And maybe you could put more of the detectors around, like you could put them on the bathrooms as you go in and see which developers are going to the toilet too many times.
A little bit much. See, too many drinks.
Too many drinks.
Another thing that allows us to do is create our session evaluation. So we can see that you've just been in an Azure session.
Yep.
So we can send you a note and say, hey, we've just seen you've been in an Azure session. Can you please evaluate this for us? And we got 16,000 evaluations last year.
Right.
Because of this. So it'd be really interesting to see how much we've got this year.
Right. I want to ask you about one other thing. These things, last year you could just take these rubber things off, and it's fairly common to share these things.
That's right.
So these are pretty ingenious, and I did ask the guys about it this morning. You know, you can't take this off, and they said, yeah, as soon as we came in, we were told that you can't take it off.
Yep.
I think that's pretty cool,
Yep.
that, you know, people aren't sharing. People that don't want to share, they don't want to be paying for other people that do share.
That's
But have
right.
you had any pushback on people that want to take it off to share?
Well, it's always been in our terms and conditions that tickets are non-transferable, and I think it's fairly standard across the world that you don't buy a ticket and then share. So it is the first time that we've imposed security around it, and it's been we've had some good response. So.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I'll be interested to see where you're going next year, because obviously the other TechEds haven't caught up to where you were last year, and you've already, you know, taken another step further.
Yeah, last night at TechFest you could also share your photos
Right.
in our photo booth. Did you do that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so you can tag in and you can vote and share photos, which gave you points towards the leaderboard.
Right.
So have you seen our leaderboard?
No, I haven't.
Wow, Adam.
No, I haven't checked that one out.
So every time you
So
use
it's
your
gamification as
that's
well.
gamification of the wristband. So every time you've used it,
Right.
you've been gaining points.
Right.
And we did have a couple of cheaters yesterday, but it's okay because we can tell who they are, and
Right.
we've been able to reduce their points.
So at the party, I was very worried last night. I was going to the amount of drinks I was having was going to be sent back to my wife.
Yes.
I wasn't sure how far you had taken this thing.
We were talking about doing that. So essentially loading up drinks on your tag and being able to use it at the bar. You know, host responsibility is pretty big for us.
Right.
You may have seen the water warriors walking around last night.
Yeah.
Yep, they were there. So that's definitely something that you can do with it.
Right. Well, that's not going to take off in Australia, that idea. Anyway.
Probably won't take off here either.
All right. Well, thank you very much,
Right,
Rebecca.
thank you very much.
I'll see you next year.
Cheers.